G'day, it's Glenn here from Precision Wealth Management. I want to do a video today on the Downsizer contribution. The Downsizer contribution rules are changing from the 1st of July, and I thought this would be a good time to do a video about the Downsizer contribution. Now, what this rule is a rule that allows you to make a significant contribution to superannuation if you've downsized your principal place of residence. This rule is currently for people who are over the age of 65, but from the 1st of July this year, that will be for people over the age of 60. Now, the way it works is somebody has their home. And this is for people who have owned their principal residence for more than 10 years. So these are scenarios where you've lived in the family home for more than 10 years and you're now looking to downsize as you approach retirement. So this could be that you're living in a home and it's now worth $1 million. And your kids have moved out and you're getting near retirement and you're thinking now's the time to downsize because we don't need as big a house. You might be looking to move to the bush or some coastal area, perhaps into a unit, and you're looking to sell your current home that's worth $1 million and buy something for $500,000. What that means is that you've got $500,000 left over from the downsize, and the Downsizer contribution rules allow you to get that into superannuation, and it doesn't count towards either of the other two contribution caps, your concessional or non-concessional contribution caps. So in this scenario, if you've got $500,000 left over cash from downsizing your principal place of residence, you can contribute up to $300,000 per person. So if the family home is owned by a couple, well then they can each contribute up to $300,000. Depending on your ages and what you might be planning on doing, it might be that you do $300,000 to one and $200,000 to the other person. And these are all within the Downsizer contribution rules, providing you've lived in this home for more than 10 years and you're over the age of 65. From July this year, that'll be from over the age of 60. Now, by doing this, it means that you haven't used up any of your normal contribution caps. So you could also make additional contributions using the normal non-concessional caps as well. And in actual fact, it might not even be like this. It could be that one person of the couple is over the age of 65, or from July over the age of 60, and the other person might be under that age, so they're not eligible for the Downsizer contribution. And it might be that you just do $300,000 to the person who's old enough, and then you could make just a normal non-concessional contribution within the cap of $200,000 to that one person. And they might be over the age of 60 and retired and about to start a pension. So lots of things to consider. The thing with the Downsizer contribution rule and with the non-concessional contribution rules is that you can get a lot of money into superannuation in a really short period of time. At the moment, we're almost at the end of a financial year, so you can make a $110,000 non-concessional contribution now, and you could do a $330,000 non-concessional contribution in July using the bring forward rule together with the Downsizer contribution rules, which means you could actually get a very significant amount of money into superannuation in a really short space of time. And we're doing that for a client right at the moment. So I'll give you a quick example on how this works. Let's say, for example, you're selling a home for $3 million and you're going to have a new home for $1 million. That means you're going to have $2 million that you want to try get into superannuation. So here is like how can we get the maximum amount into superannuation? We'll assume that this is somebody who's over the age of 65 and it's a couple and they've lived in that house for more than 10 years. First of all, we can do 300,000 each using the downsizer rule. Then we could also do right now 110,000 each as a non-concessional contribution, that's the cap. Then finally, from 1 July, so in a new financial year, they've got their new non-concessional cap and they could trigger the bring forward rule at that point and do 330,000 each in July. So what that means is you've got $300,000 each, 600,000 using the downsizer rules, another $220,000 now as non-concessional contributions using just the current financial year's cap, and then in July, again using the non-concessional cap but triggering the bring forward rule and doing another $660,000. So that is a total of 820 and 600, 1.48 million. 1.48 million could be put into superannuation in almost a really small space of time using the proceeds from a big house downsize, and then that leaves $500,000 left over of cash, which may be used for perhaps a non-superannuation investment portfolio. You might use some of the cash to buy four-wheel drive and caravan or whatever it might be that you want to do. That will form some other part of the advice. But with these rules and the downsizer contribution rule and the normal non-concessional rules, you can actually get a fairly large amount of money into superannuation. And in this instance, this money, if they're over age 65, could then be immediately used to start an account-based pension. So all this money is invested in a tax-free pension, a really good outcome for them. So if you've got any questions about that downsizer contribution, or whether it's going to be applicable to you and you want advice around this, please get in touch.